And it is 11:12. We thought we were live at 11:11, so but we neglected to press one of the buttons. So it's always a work in progress around here. Welcome everyone for another session of questions for the dragon. It is Saturday, October 25th, 11:12. We were 1 minute late. Our apologies for that. We were here at 11:11. And I'm Stephen the Channeler.
And this is Stephanie. Hello.
And we are here for another session of Questions for the Dragon. We meet here every Saturday at 11:11 to have Q&A with Jadon Se. And we have a couple of announcements. The first is, oh good, thank you for telling us the sound is good. First of all, we have changed our internet we're using Starlink, so hopefully with all the trees around here, we won't have issues, but we've been testing it for about a week, and it seems very solid. And let's see, what else? And very exciting news. The Google Play Store has now approved our app for full production. So thank you to all the testers. We're going to be pushing some updates. We're going to add Jadon Se's audio to each card reading so that you can either just read it if you want your phone to be quiet, or you can click on the little speaker icon and hear Jadon Se reading your card to you. So that's going to be fun, and we'll push that out, and then soon after that, it'll be up on the Google Play Store for general purpose. Any of you who have done the testing for us will get a free update. There won't be any charge for you guys. Thank you for all the testers. You made it possible for us to get over that hurdle, and unlike Apple, Google is happy to have our app, so that's lovely. That's good news. Okay, so the next announcement is we are just a week and a day from our first class, working with Dragon Energies Level 1, and Jadon Se has been bringing in a bunch of the curriculum, and it's all coming together. It's going to be an amazing class. We're going to have a lot of kind of advanced techniques. Even though this is a level 1 class, there's going to be a lot of interesting energies at work. We're going to learn how to consciously timeline jump, and we're going to be working with kind of a new way of seeing time, and it's going to be really exciting. And we're going to be using that to awaken some new abilities and bring in the dragon energies and wake up the dragon grid in a whole new way. So it's going to be really fantastic. You have until 11/1 at 11:11 to sign up for that class, and there should be a link in the description of this live chat or this live video here. And we also have links on our website. You can sign up for the class also at jadonse.com, JADONSE.com. What else do we have going on? We're still doing readings. Readings are slowing down a bit. And as we ramp up the class, the readings may come to a close. We're not sure yet. It's always a juggling act around here. So very good with all of that. And if you have done a personal reading, and you feel brave enough to share it, we would like to post some of those, some of the ones that you feel are of use to the greater dragon tribe, so to speak, to our YouTube channel. All personal readings are confidential unless you give us permission to share them. And so if you have a recording of one of your readings that you think would be of use to everyone else, please let us know. We'll share it. We'll start a new playlist on the YouTube channel for that. And it is really great to do the one-on-one readings. Things come through that are pretty incredible at times, so we really like doing those. Okay, what else? There are no other real announcements. Oh, the iOS app is always going to be available through our test flight app, so you can still go to jadonse.com and just get it directly from us, and we push an update every 90 days, and it just won't ever be on the Apple Store because they think they have too many Oracle decks already. Okay, so let us chime in on where we are all from today. This is one of my favorite parts of this questions for the dragon. We are in today Tyrol, Austria. Let's see. Where else? Shout out where you're from today, where you are right now. We have Groves, Texas. We have Holland in the house. Utah, Price, Utah. London, England is in the house. Who else? Shout out where you are from. Where you are right now. We have North Bend, Oregon. Hi, Mom. And let's see. Who else is here? Shout it out. We have Poland in the house. Beautiful. And let's see. Yeah, Queensland, Australia. Thailand is in the house. Beautiful. This globe is coming alive here. We have Amsterdam, Netherlands. Beautiful. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. We love hearing this. And hopefully all of you can kind of feel each other. South Africa. We have Cape Town, South Africa. 2 South Africans in the house. And so keep it coming. We can feel you guys. It is beautiful to have people all over this beautiful world just tuning in. It's great. Okay, well, very good. And we'll call these out as they come in. Stephanie, did you have anything before we go into channel?
I guess maybe I'll share that with the blessing that I received last week through Ashtar, just how magnificent, what a huge transformation that has been for me, and just grateful. Going to share that your blessings are very powerful.
I think Stephanie's mentioning that I don't only channel Jadon Se. Sometimes when someone's going through something, it's best to just ask who is the most appropriate connected group or being with this person and what they're going through. And in the case of what Stephanie was going through, Ashtar Command came through, and I had never channeled Ashtar. I don't know much about the Ashtar Command, and some beautiful information came through, and it really helped out.
Transformation. It was beyond information. It was very much noticing a transformation within 20 minutes of having this etheric implant removed from my heart, and feeling like this feeling of ecstasy that I had not ever felt in my entire life, and was asking Stephen, is this what normal feels like? And after 24 hours of that, having a heart expansion that I have not ever felt before. And so just so grateful for the incredible transformation that comes through. Just really amazing.
Yeah, I'm grateful too. I just open up and these things come, and it's amazing. It's always astonishing. So, but we are very careful only to open up to those who are working for the highest good,
right.
in the eyes of the highest divine. So we're very careful about who we invite in. But it is kind of amazing when people connect with the energies they need to. So very good. Okay, yeah, someone's saying they love Ashtar Command, and we have Johannesburg. Let's see. Anybody new? Let's see. Okay. Homedrawn says, thanks for the testimony, Stephanie. Mm-hmm. And yeah, any of you who would like to do any testimonials at any time, we love to hear feedback on personal readings and on anything that may have come through in any of these lives, or, things that you guys are experiencing. Somebody mentioned that they wanted to maybe set up a community on Telegraph or whatever, Telegram. Please go ahead and do that, you guys. We're not trying to control anything or make anything orbit around Jadon Se or our channelings here. You guys are your own tribe. We're not controlling it. So if you guys want to gather somewhere, please do gather. We might chime in from time to time, but we love it. We're not trying to make any sort of central hub to this tribe. You guys are organic, so be dragon keepers together when appropriate. Okay, very good. Unless there's anything else, I'm just going to go ahead and drop into channel, and we'll see what Jadon Se has to say before we take questions. I am Jadon Se, Golden Dragon of the Third Arc of Consciousness, and this is another gathering of questions for the dragon. It is my pleasure to be available to those of you who are working with the dragon energies. You are so needed at this time. It is beautiful, for so many of you are opening up to your gifts, so to speak. You have beautiful abilities that you have caught glimpses of throughout your life. And some of you just dismiss them as fantasy or daydreaming or coincidence, etc. And many of you are starting to become very conscious and aware that no, these are gifts, these are abilities I am starting to see. This is what it is like to have your dragon sight, your third eye opening, so to speak. It is beautiful when beings begin to take their gifts more seriously and not just dismiss them. All of you, dear ones, are waking up to new abilities at this time. Many of you are having more lucid dreams and amazing, vivid dreams, and many of you are having messages come through nature, through Gaia, through the waters, the skies, the forests, the desert landscapes, beautiful energies. Many of you are having sightings and awarenesses of star family activities in and around our skies and this planet. It is beautiful that you are becoming more aware of this. And dear ones, those of you who might be feeling, I am not aware of any new gifts, and what is he talking about? There are a few of you. Listen carefully. The way you do this with all, let us say, deeper gifts and esoteric understandings. The way it always works is you must first invite these abilities, these gifts, these remembrances, these, let us just say, support from the beyond. You must invite this. You must open to it. And this begins with yes, your spiritual hygiene, making sure I am only going to open up to gifts, abilities, energies that are appropriate for the highest good, for my highest good, in the eyes of the highest divine. Whatever that is to you, you can substitute in the eyes of God or the angels or the highest of myself, my greatest beingness, whatever works for you, the Tao, the Eternal One. Only bring in those gifts and abilities that are for the highest good from this viewpoint. And once you do, then once you have made it clear that this is all you are allowing and inviting in, then open your heart, open your crown only to these. Never open your crown chakra or your the beingness above you, the star chakra, any of this. Never open this to any being that you are not absolute sure is for your highest good. For this is how many of you, including your dearest Stephanie, and end up with dark energies deep inside of your beingness. They can be so integrated into your field that they do not even seem like they are from someone else. And this is how these sorts of darknesses can elude your standard clearings with the violet flame and things like this. Never ever. This dragon rarely says never, and you're hearing it, perhaps for the first time, and even perhaps for the last time. Never open your crown and your star chakra, your higher chakras, to blessings from anyone who is not been declared as for your highest good or allowed in as your highest good. Be the gatekeeper of your energy field, dear ones. It is so important, especially in these times. And once you have done this and you open your heart and you call in, you say, I'm calling in my power, my gifts, my remembrances, calling in connections with my connected lifetimes that are appropriate for these understandings, for my highest good. Call these abilities in, dear ones. Call these understandings in. Talk to Master Yeshua. Talk to the Sophia Christ energies. Talk to Kuan Yin, whoever it is that you resonate with and you are sure is in deep resonance with your highest good. Call these beings, these blessings in, and this is the only way they will come to you, dear ones. If you are closed or in doubt or skeptical to the point of rejection, so to speak, these gifts will be only coming in a drip, a very tiny amount until you open the spigot, so to speak, and allow them into your reservoir of beingness. Enough with the metaphors. It is just for you to allow for this. And yes, dear ones, as you pray, pray to whatever it feels correct to be praying to, your highest self, God, the angels, etc. Pray with all of your heart, dear ones. Yes, dear ones, open yourself to these beautiful, appropriate energies. And as you do, you will feel so much coming into you. It may be immediate and it may come just a little here, a little there. You may go to sleep that night and have amazing dreams, or you may just wake up with a deep sense of refreshment. And another key to this is gratitude. Whenever you have a new understanding or feel like you have been supported or blessed in some way, open yourself even further with gratitude. This creates a very clear pathway for new blessings and new energies to come to you. And as you do this, you will begin to realize that you are greater than you have ever known, that you are more than you suspected. Your soul, your spirit, so to speak, your beingness is more grand than you knew. And this is not in an egotistical puffery way. This is just an awareness, an expansion of your understanding of you, so to speak. And as this occurs and you feel like your reservoir of spirit is filling up and maybe even brimming over, then it is time to share, dear ones. It is time to share these gifts. Do not feel like you are becoming a guru or a master or a teacher or anything like this. It is just for you to share this light that you carry. Just like you would share on a beautiful hike if you had some snack in your backpack and you're sitting with your friend on a rock and you bring out your backpack and you bring out cheese and crackers. And it is this kind of sharing. It is a loving sharing. It is not boastful or anything. It is just simply, yes, I have this with me and maybe you could enjoy this with me. This is what you should be doing. There I go again. Channeling is a tricky business. You have to work. You sort of sort through the drawers of language that your channeler has, and this dragon should not say should and will not say would. And anyway, you get the picture. There is no should or must or any of this. It is beautiful when you share these gifts with others, for it expands your awareness of these gifts when you see the light in another's eyes, these confirmations, and it is of service, dear ones, to share your gifts. Put your creative energy into action. It is highly creative what you do with these gifts. It is very much like you just got new colors in your crayon box. No, this is too childish. It is like you have gotten new tools that you are learning to use to build beautiful things, and you can put them to use to be of service to others, to your loved ones, to those you meet, those who seem to be open to these energies, these gifts. Do not try to force them on those who are not open. If you get someone rolling their eyes and saying, oh, woo woo, and you sense that this is not appropriate, then do not push it on another. But at the same time, it is very important to be aware of the opportunities that you now have to be of greater service. This is very good. So open up and pray and share. That is your message for the day today, dear ones. All of you, those of you who have opened to my energies and have opened your energies to this reading, needed to hear this. Mm. And any of you who are wishing to delve deeper into any of this sort of guidance, you do need to give permission for the loving beings and guides and masters, and yes, this your golden cosmic dragon, to access your energetics to be of the most service to you. Only do this if you resonate with me. If you feel this cosmic golden dragon is some sort of trickster or not the right energy for you, you do not resonate, or whatever it is, if there is a prickliness in your heart, do not open up to me or to any other when you feel this way. Only when your heart is glowing, there's a smile on your face, and you can feel the truth and the love coming through. Only then, and when you are sure that it is for your highest good, should you allow any being to access your energetics. So, during this questions for the dragon, I will be accessing any of your energetics who you have given me permission to access, and we will try to be of service in the best way possible. So as you have questions for this, your cosmic golden dragon, Jadon Se, please type them in all uppercase into the chat, and your beautiful dearest Stephanie will be reading them out.
Okay, I see one dragon is saying, I've been experiencing parasitic entities for 7 years now. I'm aware that nothing happens without our higher planes of being choosing it to occur. So can you share your insight to how to remove them?
Parasitic energies. Dear one, there are several ways for you to work with this understanding. The first is awareness. If you feel there is an energy that is inappropriate to your highest good, or is somehow holding you back or shutting you down at key times, the very first thing to do before you even attempt to remove it is to observe it. Once you become aware of something that is, say, feels a little off in your energetic field, or inappropriate or amiss in some way, or is jumping in and preventing you from bringing beautiful energies, or whatever it is, simply observe it. Awareness is the first step. And when you become aware that this inappropriate energy is in your field, so to speak, observe, and do not, let us say, spring a trap or pounce on this energy or try to clear it immediately. Just understand the nature of it. Feel into what is it, why is it here, what is going on. Is this something I called in? Is this an agreement that I made before I came to this place to shut down part of myself until it was time? Or is there some reason I'm playing small on purpose? Did I put this energy in here somehow? And if you do not feel like it came from you, did I give away my power to some other being to put this energy in me? Was it coming through from my higher, greater self through the agency of another? Whether that was a person in your beingness, in your field, in your life, perhaps a parent or a teacher, or someone in college or whatever, someone at work. It could be anyone, but feel into it. See if you can get the bigger picture of what this energy is by observing. And this is observing is such a key ability, dear ones, for it gives you a fuller understanding of what is happening. It also helps you to not have knee-jerk reactions that are not always helpful. Sometimes If you are, say you are a fisherman and you are trying to catch a beautiful golden trout somewhere, and you are watching the waters, it is not always best to just jump right in and throw your reel into the water and start fishing. Sometimes it is best to watch the fish, see what they are doing. It is like this. Mm, so once you have observed this, what you feel is an inappropriate energy, a parasitic energy, observe what it is feeding off of. Does this parasite thrive and flourish when I am in fear? Or is it when I am in anger? Or is it when I am anxious, or etc.? And this will give you even deeper insight into what it is, perhaps even what its function is. Not all energies have a purpose or a conscious reason for being necessarily, but almost most energies will have something they feed on, something that activates them, something that empowers them or makes them grow. And knowing this will help you understand more about the nature. And as you feel into, now I've seen enough about these parasitic energies, you may even begin to get insights, dear ones, as to where this came from, why is here, why it was put into my field, or maybe I invited it in, or maybe I was not using my discernment and I invited all these blessings from just anyone who wanted to come in and give me a blessing, and maybe it opened the barn door, so to speak, and something just wandered through. And it is not always a curse or something that has been put upon you. Some of these energies just end up sort of like mud on your clothes after you've been stomping around in the forest. And so very well, it is then time to decide whether you wish to, whether it is appropriate for you to clear or cleanse or free yourself of these inappropriate energies, so to speak. This is another question altogether, because perhaps if this energy was put there by your own agreement, I am agreeing to limit my beingness until it is time for me to activate, until I have my actual life's purpose clearly in front of me. Maybe I am not supposed to wake up to the abilities or beingnesses, these abilities of mine, until I am ready to use them appropriately. So feel into whether it is appropriate to remove this hindrance or whatever it is that you are sensing. You still feel that they are parasites. Very well. Then if they are parasites and you have observed that they are feeding on you, and you wish to remove them, the best way to do this, dear ones, is to learn to remove them yourself. Get guidance, get understanding, study up, so to speak, on how to best remove parasitic energies from your own field. For your own action on your own field is by far the most potent ability that you can have. And you are the most potent healer you will ever meet for your own healing. If then you have tried all of these things and you have still feel like these parasitic energies are still there, only then would it be appropriate for you to reach out and ask for help from higher agencies of your highest self, so to speak. Many ask for the help of angels. Many ask for the help of ascended masters, your master Saint Germain, your archangel Raphael, beautiful, you might say, specialists in healing those from inappropriate energies and clearing and cleansing. You might ask for a violet breath from a dragon, or you might, there are many different creative ways you can call in appropriate healers that are in let us say league with your highest beingness. And always again make sure you are only calling in those who are appropriate for your highest good. You must practice this discernment with everything you do, dear ones. And then as you call in this help, mm, oftentimes the exact right being will show up to help you with this. It is always best to ask who is of my highest good, and who is best qualified to clear this particular parasitic energy that I am conscious of now. And be alert and aware, like your Stephanie said, that opening up to that called in the exact correct group of loving, heart-based, benevolent beings to come and clear her of her specific implant that was being removed, for they were the exact right ones for the removal of that implant. It was based on energies that they are very familiar with and work with all the time, and so they were the specialists for that healing, you might say. It is very important to call in, just like those of you who are mired in the 3D and you listen to doctors and wish for a second opinion. It is always best to go to the doctor who has the best success rate for whatever procedure it is. Now let's rise above those dense white lab coat people, and sorry if any of you are doctors. I'm not calling you dense. It is operating in a density. My apologies. It is important to call in the best help that you can. I hope this helps you. And if you need help, do call in. First, try yourself. And if you still need help, then call in the best being. And if it happens to be this golden dragon, I will lovingly help you with these parasites. I hope this helps.
Michael Petronella. Hello, Jadon Se. I've been receiving number patterns daily. Recently, it's been 4444 or 444 and a few others. Could you describe for us the meaning of the numbers 1 through 9?
Dear ones, there are, let us say, sacred numbers and sacred geometries and sacred, we will just call them formulas of the divine. And these formulas of the divine oftentimes will bring through a greater message through numbers, through geometries, through alignments, and even your astronomical and astrological alignments. And numbers, dear ones, are very archetypal. They are, let us say that you can work with your Archangel Metatron very effectively to decode numbers. And if you do not have a direct pipeline with this Archangel, you can work with his dragon. Yes, Archangel Metatron has a dragon. You can call in this dragon and work with these beings to decode messages. And you can always, if you wish, delve into more conventional ways of reading angelic numbers. There are many very reliable sources that you can look up for what the meaning of angelic numbers. And there is an agreement, a resonance that happens very naturally, even when some darker being decides to try to derail the meanings of numbers. Like, for example, 666. It is not an evil number, dear ones. 666 originally meant love. Love that is for your own growth, and highly appropriate, beautiful love. And so, of course, the dark ones are going to try to invert this and make it the number of the beast and scary boogeyman stuff, and try to scare you away from calling in this number of love. And it is the same with the swastika, the pentacle, all of these things. The dark ones will try to invert them and scare you away from them. And if you understand more deeply the history and depth of each of these symbols and numbers, then you can restore them to their rightful beingness, and not have the swastika backwards as the Nazis did, show it as the Buddhists and the beautiful Tibetans used this symbol. So your 444 is well known, dear one, for being an angelic number. Many of you will wake up at 444 in the morning and roll over and see a clock and, oh, that's interesting. I woke up at exactly 444. The first time it happens, you might not think much of it, and then it happens again and again and again. Why do I always wake up at 444 or 333 or some other number? And dear ones, then something happens. You start to open up. Why is this number appearing in my field all the time? And then it appears in waking reality. You'll see it on the side of a truck, or you see it on a license plate number in front of you, or something like this, and it keeps coming back. And finally you'll say, wait, I need to find out what this 444 is. And 44 is also associated with a 444. It is, when you have three numbers, it is generally a great amplification of the two numbers together. And 44 and 444 simply mean, in conventional terms, that angels or divine beings are actively guiding you and reaching out to you at this time, and that they are trying to get your attention, for they have a message for you. You are getting guidance from your greater higher self through the agency of angels and divine beings. And if you open up to this, oftentimes the 444 is the very first number sequence that you become aware of, because this is simply the preamble saying, we are here talking to you, guiding you. We are in your reality, or we are in your life. And if you open up, we will start to give you even more guidance. And then you accept this, and it becomes your reality. And you open up, and then suddenly the numbers change, and suddenly you're seeing 222, or you're seeing 333, etc. And then you delve into what those numbers mean, and you can get deeper messages. This is like the beginnings of a beautiful conversation that can lead to a grand story. And as you feel more and more guided, you open up to more and more of your own soul guidance. And always, yes, dear ones, appropriate guidance for your highest good. Always do this, dear ones, even with angels. It's just always a good idea. See, I said never and always in the same live cast. This will never happen. Oh, I did it again. It will most likely not happen again. And it is beautiful for that you are tuning into these numbers. Dear one, continue on this journey. It is the beginning of a very beautiful adventure for you.
Leslie Lightquesta. Hi, was Andronoff attacked by an energy pulse? And if so, how is everyone, and has it affected us?
Dear ones, the beautiful thing about your Andronoff, your 3-eye atlas, is it will reflect to you what you need reflected. If you look at it and you feel like maybe there is an invasion force coming, and it is full of Draco reptilians that are coming to take over and all this, it will reflect back to you your own fear of this. And it will do this in such a way that you must confront it. You must work through and unbundle it from other fears that you might have, etc. Little dragons keep flying into the throat of this channel. This is very interesting. It is very often the case that this Andronoff will reflect back to you exactly what you need to see in your own energetic field, so that you will not approach it with such darkness in the future. And so there are some who tune in and they feel negative things coming back. There are some who immediately feel positivity coming. It is what they project, and it is reflected back in a beautiful way that will help them understand their positivity more deeply. This is how your Andronoff works. And yes, dear ones, the Andronoff is so close to the sun at this time, and it will be getting closer for the next 3 days. It is getting even closer, and as it does this, there is a conversation that it is having with your soul, your star, your beautiful Helios. It is so amazing what is happening at this time. This conversation, the sun is bouncing its energies off of Andronoff as well, and Andronoff is lovingly reflecting what is highest and most appropriate back to the sun, and through the sun. It is a portal, dear ones. And yes, a very large burst of energy recently was, let us say, projected at your Andronoff, and many of those observing, you must ask yourself, dear ones, how can you observe something that is on the far side of the sun? This is question number one. Those who can observe something on the far side of the sun are not using technology, telescopes. They may be using one or more probes that are on the far side of the sun from this earth that have made it that far away from you. Yes, this is a possibility. However, what is really happening is direct knowingness can see around a sun and a star very easily, can see through or around anything. Your direct knowingness, your inner vision, your own ability to tap in, these are the true visions at this time as your Andronoff is on the far side of your star. And those of you who are tapping in, who know how to do this, know that this Andronoff has not been damaged in any way, has not been harmed or hurt or attacked or blasted by the sun. These are reflections of fear-based beings getting back what they needed to about their own biases of darkness, let us say. Your Andronoff is alive and well, and, dear ones, the conversation it is having with your beautiful son is about to culminate in a great blessing for this your earth and the earth's inhabitants and the Ascension in general. Some of you may be thinking, oh, the grand solar flash we've heard so much about. It is not such a thing as just one solar flash. There are solar flashes coming all the time from your sun and from your lakes and streams and rivers reflected sunlight. All of this, they are all blessings, dear ones. They are all, it is a conversation with the greater cosmos, the divine, a back and forth of energies, and a very important exchange is about to happen right around the beginning of your October 29th, the late 28th, early 29th for many of you. There will be, let us say, a blessing that will come from the sun and Andronoff simultaneously in agreement. They will have decided that the timing is right, and a beautiful, beautiful blessing will come. Many of you will feel it consciously. Many of you will notice indirectly things that have changed, colors that are brighter, animals behaving in ways you have not seen them behave. Many of you will have great awakenings. Many of you will have some of your gifts immediately come online or begin to come online, and you'll trace that time to this moment. There is a very powerful, let us say, nexus approaching where your Andronoff and the sun have a great gift to give you. That is enough on that for now. We will report more on this in our next gathering.
Barno asks, can you tell us about Sophia dragons, Jadon Se? Would appreciate it. I saw two mother dragons, white and black, in a dream.
Beautiful. Dear ones, the Sophia dragons. You have heard this one say that angels often have dragons. Your Metatron has a dragon, I just said, and it is very true. And your Sophia dragons are part dragon, part angelic, you might say. Although any dragon of the third arc is part angelic or divine, you might say. Mm, mm. At some point, we will discuss the arcs of consciousness. Let us just say for now that the second arc of consciousness is your archangel realm, and there are Sophia dragons in your second and third arcs of consciousness. They are like angel dragons, and they are beautiful. Most of them rose colored or very warm, bright white light color. And they will help so much with the restoration of the feminine energies that are so needed on this your Gaia at this time and throughout the cosmos. They are, you might say, ambassadors of the divine feminine in the angelic and dragonic forms. And when you when you tune into the Sophia dragons, there can be many dragons, or they can coalesce into one dragon, which is like a group consciousness or a collective that becomes one. And you can work so often with Sophia as a dragon, for the Sophionic energies are not separate from the Sophia dragons. They are one and the same. They work together. They are different appearances of the same Christed energy. It is a rose Christ light of the divine feminine coming through the agency of beautiful loving beings that are available to help and guide. And if you tune into these Sophia dragons, you will have such a pure and beautiful loving guidance from the divine through the agency of these loving beings. And this is a beautiful way to work with the dragon energies. For the Sophia dragons, many times will come to males who need to balance their divine masculine and their divine feminine. Many times they will come to females who need to heal their wounds and regain their true gifts and power. And not power as in muhaha power of I am powerful. No, power as in the power of love. The power to transform anything for the better, for the highest good. The power of the heart. The power of the tear that is shed for one that you have compassion for, the power of the rose, the power of the divine feminine. It is so beautiful and the source of all beauty. And tune into these Sophia dragons as you will. Work with them if you resonate with them, and beautiful things will happen. Was there a specific question in there, dearest Stephanie?
No, I think that is.
Hopefully that is enough with the Sophia dragons. As you can probably tell by now, dragons can take any form or energetic resonance pattern that you will resonate the best with, let us say. Those of you who love certain angelic beings will resonate with dragons that are associated with those beings or that archetype. Those of you who are healers will resonate with emerald and green dragons. Beautiful. The dragon of Archangel Raphael, the dragon of Master Hilarion. And you get the picture. The dragons will appear to you in the best form for your energetic signature. Very good.
Home Drawn says, "Hi, Jadon Se. I'm not understanding the 1,000-year millennial reign of Revelation 20, as I don't see how it fits in with the golden age already begun now. Is there any significance, if not at all?"
Dear one, you are a storyteller. There is a beautiful aspect to you that is, let us just say, you are far more of a storyteller than you understand from where you are right now. And your stories have created universes, not just galaxies, not just star systems, entire universes. Mm, Many beings have this ability, full blown, where they can create such grand stories. Mm, you are one of them. And because of this, you are so drawn to stories. You are drawn to stories of this world. You are drawn to stories from your holy scriptures. You are drawn to stories from science fiction authors and movie makers, and you are drawn to anything that lights you up as a storyteller. And this is one example of this. You're delving into scripture that you are trying to reconcile with what is happening right now. It is a reconciliation that must happen within your own beingness, your own heart. Do not try to decode this story through the agency of a cosmic golden dragon, for you have everything you need to decode it for yourself, and you have already touched upon it. You have even said the words, if it is even appropriate, or something like this, that if it is even germane to this timeline, so to speak, it is for you to resonate or not with that story, bring it in a greater beingness, or dismiss it outright as you see fit. It is not for this group to look at that particular story, and if we were to do so, many would probably dismiss it outright. I hope this helps.
Nyambra, she says she's wonderful and blessed. Dear Jadon Se, can you please share on the wisdom and the value of silence?
I believe we have spoken of this on other lives. The silence. It is ironic to speak of the silence, is it not? Silence is beautiful. We have brought in some of the wisdom of silence in previous live streams, so we will not repeat that. We will delve into new versions of what is beautiful about the silence, and what it is, its potential for greatness, let us say. First of all, let us say that every word is only a word because there is silence before and silence after. The word would be meaningless if it was just a steady stream of you must have these breaks of silence for any word to have its own beauty and meaningfulness. And the silence is a prerequisite for the word. The word cannot function or even exist without the silence. So this is one way of seeing silence. It is a field. It is a canvas upon which great artworks can be painted through words, through sound, and sound is much more amazing and powerful than most on this world even dream of. Sound itself is an entire wisdom that you can delve into. Cymatics and beautiful geometries of sound. Yes, dear ones, there are geometries of sound. And so many abilities can come online through the utterance of a single sound. We will not go down that rabbit hole. This is about silence, and sound itself can only happen when there is silence before and silence after. It is only useful with the silence, for that here again the silence is the substrate, the canvas upon which the sound can be expressed. And let us now look at another aspect of silence. Let us look at silence from a Sophianic viewpoint, since Sophia came into this field earlier in this session. From a Sophianic standpoint, the sound is the womb of creation. The womb is not an active loud or boastful presence. The womb is. The womb is the field. The womb is the cradle within which this new being forms. The womb is the beautiful beingness awaiting expression. It is there is so much love that you can tap into when you feel the silence as a womb. For so many are afraid of silence. They think silence is nothingness, and it is true, there is no thing inherent in silence, but nothing does not mean emptiness. The silence is a fullness of being. It is a fullness of spirit. It is spirit in completion and it is spirit in its fullness of being. In time itself appears upon the canvas of silence. It is so, the words can only just scratch the surface. The silence is the best, let us say, womb to be born into. When your consciousness enters this silence, your consciousness can exist in silence. This is a deep mystery and a deep understanding at the same time. For how can consciousness exist in no thingness? There is a beautiful question that will take you on a journey. Not a journey into the kingdom of thingdom, a journey into spirit. For how can I exist or consciousness exist in nothingness, no thingness? And exist you do, and there are entire realms outside of the kingdom of thingdom. Your master Yeshua once said, my father's house has many mansions, meaning that there are many different wings and rooms and galleries and aspects and places, realms within this grand house. And this is a very beautiful wisdom, because his father's house is a house of silence. There is such fullness of being. One iota of silence has more energy than every universe ever created. It is fullness of being. We could go on and on about silence, ironically speaking of silence with words out loud. I think this is a little better understanding in some ways. It is just yet another sketch up of what it is, this beautiful silence. Enter it whenever you can, dear ones.
Mike Ocampo from Mindful Momentum Coaching asks, how can we experience the magic and supposed superhuman abilities? I believe without knowing, it would be nice to experience these things, not as a destination, but just an experience on the path.
Beautiful, dear ones. Magic, abilities, greater activations, let us say, of who we truly are, or the potential of who we can become, if we want to see it from that standpoint. It is worth reviewing this message from the dragon on magic. It delves deeply into what is magic, and let us just quickly just say that magic is a transformation that seems miraculous or seems magical because we just don't fully understand how it happened. And therefore we say, whoa, that was magic. It is amazing. It was a miracle, or whatever you wish to say. And it is simply because it is not an everyday occurrence that you are able to call forth at will, that it is so special and so amazing. And as you begin to wake up to your greater beingness, you will have these beautiful abilities that you will call on, and it will become a daily experience, and then it will just be your new reality, and you will not call it magic anymore. There is a time where the wonder of a small child is what we might feel when we see something that seems to be new or amazing or emerging from reality, emerging from the eternal one. And it is astonishing and beautiful. And sometimes we just look upon it and it is pure magic. This is so often a little one, say a 3-year-old, will see a butterfly, and you'll see this expression come across the little one's face as it beholds the beauty and color of this being. And this is the attitude of magic. It is this unfolding of something amazing and beautiful and astonishing. And sometimes you behold these things and you are gripped with this funny word, stupefaction. Yet someone enters the state of complete stupefaction. This is when someone is stupefied. Something is so amazing that they are just frozen in time for a moment in the end, complete awe of something. This is what you have been and will be experiencing as more of your greater beingness comes online, so to speak. You will do new things, have new understandings that will astonish you, and you will see such beauty and special understanding in these that you will have this epiphany, it is called, where you just, like, this is so amazing, this is so astonishing and beautiful, and I am I am fuller now, I am greater than I was a moment ago, for I have seen something that few have seen. Or it is that sort of feeling that you are touching upon when you ask about, when will I see these magical things? And dear one, do not be in a hurry for this. They happen when it is time for them to happen. You grow when it is time for you to grow. You experience these beautiful experiences when it is time, when there is divine timing. And it is because of that divine timing that they are so very special. Do not be in a hurry to grow up, so to speak, into your full wizardhood. You will get there, dear one.
University of Lyle asks, where challenge meets skill is the entry point to flow as a way of life. Do challenges melt away in the golden age, or are they part of being, existing?
There is a deep wisdom in understanding what a challenge is. There are different words for challenge. Test is one. In dire circumstances, you might call it a duel, a fight to the death, a fight to some sort of transformation for one of them, or a fight for some great victory. There are so many stories that are based on challenge, on being tested, you may develop some ability, some skill, but you do not know whether or not you have so-called mastered this skill until it is really tested or challenged. And it isn't until you face this challenge with this skill that you fully understand and confirm that the skill is yours. And so often the realms of eternity will throw wave after wave of challenges at a being when they call them in. You do not have a challenge that you have not agreed to on some level. You do not have, let us just say, Spirit does not just give you these challenges to show you how puny you are or how much of a failure you are because you have not been able to rise to this challenge. This is not what happens, dear ones. Your greater self, your higher self, Spirit, the eternal one, the Tao, will give you these opportunities to see a greater beingness of your own higher self. You will gather a new appreciation for existence through facing these so-called challenges. They are graduations. It is like when you ask a small, say a kindergartner, to pick up a crayon and try to draw something. That is a challenge to them. And you ask a high school student to pick up a crayon, they will look at you like you're crazy and like, okay, well, why do you want me to go back to crayons? And their challenges have graduated to new levels, so to speak. Then you'll find someone in a lab, in a science lab of a university, a prestigious university, being challenged to solve a mystery of genetics or something like this. You can see that these challenges just become different types of challenges, nuances, and different levels, let us say, of challenges. You can stop challenging yourself if you choose to. You can just take rest in eternity and go play in the realms of heaven for a time and be done with challenges if that is what you decide and what you wish. However, many of you are here to grow in some way, and you welcome the challenges, even when they are uncomfortable. Mm, Even when one of you decides to see if you can step out of an airplane with a parachute or something, it may be greatly uncomfortable, and you may be facing fears and all sorts of anxieties. And, and then once you have done this, I have jumped out of an airplane. I faced that challenge of fear, and it was beautiful. I want to go do it again now. And you can see how you grow through these. You become a new being through facing these challenges. It is beautiful. It is your holy text has a beautiful verse that says, "Behold, I make all things new." There is deep wisdom in this, and the source of all challenges in that sentence.
I'm Alyssa Biza. Question: what is the best way to prepare for the 29th and 30th of October, since she's been hearing a lot about solar flares? Any advice?
Dear one, you have been preparing your entire existence for any given moment. Not only a moment such as this where a great gift is bestowed. You have prepared for even asking that question from a golden dragon on a live stream on YouTube. And that in itself is something. Many people would roll their eyes and say, what kind of strange madness is this, talking to a man who speaks as a dragon on a computer device? And you have prepared yourself for this moment of asking that question even. And you are in full preparation for this coming 28th, 29th event. And let us just say, any part of you that is not quite ready will be. And this is not to say just rest on your laurels and do nothing, but do not worry yourself. You are ready. It is going to be beautiful. All of you are ready for this. Many of you are eager for it, and some of you are even like, it's been taking too long for this, and it can't come fast enough. And so divine timing. It is grand and beautiful. It is the first of many gifts, dear ones. This is just the beginning of this golden age. And along the way, many things will occur that will be, let us say, milestones, and this is one of them.
Tevin Smith, what is the relationship of the soul and the monad?
Beautiful. There are so many different understandings of the soul, and if it isn't apparent yet, the main theme that cuts through almost everything that this dragon has spoken about here with you all is a greater awareness of the soul in some way, shape, or form. That is probably the most prevalent theme in the wisdom of any dragon, especially a cosmic golden dragon. The greatness of the soul and the blossoming of the soul, the opening of this beautiful soul flower, so to speak. And some of the masculine ones are rolling their eyes right now. I will use a different metaphor for you later. It's fine, don't worry. You can be a flower for a moment. It will not hurt your manhood. It is beautiful for you to be asking a question about monads and how it expresses itself. Your beautiful tree of life is such a symbol for this, for it shows the branches stretching up into the stars and the roots stretching down into the depths of the earth, and this beautiful trunk of the tree where all of these different timelines, you might call them, are twisted into a beautiful vortex, and the whole thing taken as a whole looks like a torus or a magnetic field that curls back upon itself. The tree branches curving back down to the earth where it touches the roots that are curving upward. And this is an archetype of reality, this tree of life, you might say. It is a very useful model or image of reality, and it can be for the path of the soul as well as for the path of entire universes and stories, grand stories. Even the divine can be seen as this torus shape with the tree of life. And if we are to apply this tree of life to the soul, to the highest self, the greatest beingness, all the way down to the individual being in a story, you right here, right now, you can see tree branches, and upon every branch perhaps leaves or buds or flowers blooming, and you can see the tree branches all going into thicker and thicker branches into the trunk of this tree, the monad, so to speak, of all of these souls, the great flow of beingness that is the monad of your beingness, your soul, the trunk of the tree, and also the main root, tap root, you might call it, going down into the earth. This you could consider to be your monad, where all of the forces of your beingness gather into one beautiful structure, enduring the centuries, the eternities. It is your monad, and every leaf on every branch, every beautiful little fiber of every root, tapping into the mycelial network of the greater cosmos and eternity and the other nearby trees of life. And you can see this can go on and be reflected into infinity. It is useful for you to tap into this monad, so to speak, just to get a sense of the greater beingness of you and the flow of energies of you. When this golden dragon speaks of connected lifetimes, now it is useful to see your leaf as a lifetime, a story here on this, your world, one leaf connected through all of these branches to all of these other leaves of you. Yes, dear ones, connected lifetimes. And the monad is how you travel back and forth between these lifetimes. And this can be very instructive and can give you models and ways of traveling between various lifetimes and tapping into, so to speak. This word is not by accident, tapping into, as the tap root. Yes, the tapping into your other lifetimes. I think there has been some energies conveyed in just these words that has helped you, dear one.
Ellie B's question, is there an order to Ascension and activating light body? Merkaba, 12-strand DNA, higher chakras. Is it okay to be mixing all practices?
Dear one, this is a beautiful question. For if there is an order, It is your order, the one that you resonate with, the divine order for you and not for all. There is no, let us say, doctrine that all should follow. There is no recipe that all should follow to make the beautiful pumpkin bread of Ascension. And what am I doing? Pumpkin bread. There is no recipe to follow. It is your own experiment of growth, of ascension. It is your story. You are the creator of this story, co-creator, if you wish, with your higher beingness. And you are so highly creative that you will dabble with Merkabahs and different ways of being, meditations and traveling through astral realms and waking up in your sleep and working with crystals and channeling, and whatever it is that is resonant with you is your path to ascension. Do not worry about whether you're doing things in some correct order. If it is correct for you, that is enough.
Barno has a question. What are rose lines and Aurora lines in connection with Sophia dragons? This is a question from another member who's not here and wanted me to ask.
Dear one, the rose line, the roslyn. There's more than one. Did you know this? The original roslyn, rose line, created by the Cathars, and not Cathars. This is actually beings on another world. Sorry for the confusion for a moment. And this is not to be confused with Hathors. And anyway, the Cathars in your France were the first to establish a rose line let us just say, in tribute to Mary Magdalene and to her energies. They reoriented the main flow of energies on the globe to where she ended up after the grand story of Yeshua reached its culmination, and as they were joined by Yeshua in the Cathars region, the Cathar regions of France, the first rose line was established to reestablish the flow of energies on this your world. And yes, there was a pre-existing dragon line in that spot, in that precise location, that was greatly amplified by this rose line. Later, the rose line was moved to Paris, for one of the French kings decided that Paris was the center of the earth and needed to be the most important line. And so there is a rose line running through Paris. It is not so important to correlate these rose lines with dragon energies. It is more important for you to understand that you have the creative ability to work the lines of energy on this Gaia to accomplish different purposes, to link up lines and networks, to link places together, to transmit energies from one place to another. Yes, dear ones, energy can be moved from any megalithic structure to another location on Earth through these lines, and you have the ability to create new lines as well. The more you work with dragon energies, the more you will understand that you can co-create the dragon grid yourself here, and it will be a functional grid line. And when it is time, it is not time for all of you to learn this. It is appropriate when it is for a purpose that Gaia needs, and that the greater ascension, there will be of service to the greater ascension, let us say. Let us not just dabble in playing with dragon lines until it is time to learn that skill. We will be working with this in your upcoming Dragon Energies class, there is an entire focus on the dragon lines and how to work with them, how to tie into the Rosalind, the Rose lines, use the Magdalene and Sophia energies, and wake up divine femininity in places on this world where it really greatly needs waking up. We will work with all of these energies when it is appropriate. For now, your question is a good one, and it reminds us that all of these grid lines are connected and of service to the Ascension. We have gone past an hour and almost an hour and a half. We can continue this for a little time. Your Stephanie has gone off to do something at the moment, so I will read one more question. If you wish to type it in uppercase, we will try one more. And it is definitely our pleasure to be working with you in this way. We also encourage those of you who have never asked a question to ask one. For we do like working with the same people on many occasions. It is beautiful. However, it is often the question unasked that was the most important. So if you are shy, you do not wish to ask a question, please reconsider that viewpoint. For there is no such thing as a silly question. Generally, if you have a question, others can benefit from the answer. So very good. We will take yet another one from Michael Patronella. We are not trying to shame you for asking so many questions, Michael. We love you that you are here. A Pleiadian message spoke of 3 timelines that will be existing simultaneously, 3, 4, and 5D. Can you talk to us about this? Dear one, there are so many different stories that are intersecting in this your world right now, and it is a great and gross oversimplification to say that there are only 3 timelines. There are many who like to simplify discussions and simplify, let us say, group co-creations by collapsing timelines. And when this happens, it is perhaps useful for those people, for they do not wish to talk about infinite timelines and timelines stretching in every direction from every moment. And the divine does not limit timelines. The divine does not collapse timelines into one royal timeline or one. There is only going to be 3 timelines on Earth, and it can be useful to speak of 3 main timelines from the viewpoint of those who wish to accomplish a story here and wish to explore that story. And there may be even tribes of people who want to have only 3 timelines to speak about. And this is fine. It is not a problem to have those who are speaking of collapsing all of these into 3 timelines. And then for that story, I think you are referring to a prevalent one that is circulating around these days and attempting to funnel beings into their favorite timelines. It is instructive to think of a negative dystopian technological timeline and a beautiful divine 6D or 5D timeline, and then one in between where beings can kind of continue along in 4D with the Earth almost the way it is today. And this is just a way of giving people an idea that you co-create your own timelines. And if you wish to explore a technocratic dystopia and put implants in your brain and have eyes removed and technological eyes placed instead, and so that you can see in infrared and ultraviolet and be a cyborg or whatever it is, you can do this. You do not need to even go to any one technological dystopian timeline to explore being a cyborg. There are so many timelines you can travel to see this and do this, and or if you wish to ascend into 5D and have instant manifestation where you create entire environments for yourself and live in them at all times. You can do this, and this is where the Ascension is headed in many cases, and you can have anything in between. You can move with ease and grace. You can simply start adding these beautiful abilities to this seeming world that you are in now, and keep your computers and technology intact the way they are, and even automobiles, if you are nostalgic and like combustion driven automobiles, you do not need to give them up to go explore beautiful divine abilities as well. There are timelines for each of you to develop and either jump into or co-create with others, and there is not 3, there is not 5, there are infinite timelines, and if it makes it simpler for you, you can boil it down to your favorite 3 like that. I hope that helps. We could go down many rabbit holes with this discussion, and we will not. Let us do my favorite thing and call out where we are all on this your Gaia at this time. It is so beautiful to feel this and to feel you connecting in with each other and understanding that this globe is populated by beautiful light workers like you. So call it out. We have Berkeley, California. We have Groves, Texas, Amsterdam, Netherlands, South Lake Tahoe, beautiful. We have North Carolina, Utah. Who else is in the house? Call it out. Where are you right now? And if you wish, where are you from? You can do this too, for you are tied to that place you're from in your heart. Holland, South Africa, New Jersey, Queensland, Australia, Los Angeles, California, Thailand, Belgium, Leuven, swamp in the forest. Is that what Leuven means? Swamp in the forest. Beautiful. It is not like Löwe in German, I guess. Tehachapi, California, place of many winds. Cape Town, South Africa, Long Beach, California. Beautiful. Ardmore, Oklahoma. Beautiful. Ontario, Canada. Blue Jays. Yes, there are Blue Jays out our window. Or is this some sports team or something? It's not sure what this Go Blue Jays is. Where else are you from? Poland in the house. Toronto next week. Beautiful. Yes, jump those grid lines. Dear one, bring a stone with you. If you're going from Poland to Toronto, bring a stone that you are called obsidian or something with you. It will be beautiful. Something will happen. Nairobi, Kenya. Beautiful. Canada. Yes, dear ones, call it out. Where are you today? Do you feel each other? Do you feel this globe? Yes, it is beautiful. You are connected in so many ways that you do not feel and understand. And then there are some that you do feel and understand. It is beautiful. Puerto Rico, that is very beautiful. There are very powerful lines running through your Puerto Rico, and very deep oceans nearby. Very much love to all of you, and thank you for being here at this time. Gaia needs you more than you know, and those around you need you more than you know as well. Thank you and many blessings, and thank you for your questions. They are most helpful for everyone who delves into them. We will talk to you again very soon.